is racing around in what? So once we are loaded up, we will give you the rundown of who is going to be who's going to be in this in the field tonight. So, to start out Q1, here we are. So we have ETSR Layton, aka Not Y'all, in the Alfa Romeo. Zakaria back in F1, racing in the Aston Martin. Payox, he's in the Alfa Tauri. F1X in the Alpine. Cryptic, an Alpine Academy driver, reserving for Williams tonight. Z-Tex making his shocking return to RPL racing. He hasn't been since season 4. He's in the McLaren. SSR Stenner is in the other Alfa Romeo. He was a Haas driver. De Chiller is in the Ferrari. Maxwell in the Red Bull. Beatnik, the season 9 F2 champion, in the McLaren. That's where he will be for the rest of Season 5. Polygod in the other Aston Martin. AK, who makes his return back to RPL after serving a miniature ban from the league. For a reason that is disclosed and will not be spoken of here. Gecko in the Ferrari. Reese in the Mercedes. Redfire Tiger in the Alpine. QBR20 Lauda in the other Haas, making his F1 RPL debut. RPL Egg in the other Alpha Tauri. Luke in the Red Bull. TB in the Mercedes. And Jack, the last of the field. So AK will be starting it off. We will go on board with him as he makes his way through the corners, where he's going to be running into some lap traffic, as there's Cryptic. It's clear. Now let's see, he's got an Aston Martin. Not so pleasant in turn 4. That banked curve. That banked curve has seen some action in real life. We've seen it in F1. We've seen it in F1 in real life, and also, AK off into the gravel. Nice save. Very nice save. Came in a little too hot. He was a little too hot going in, but he saves it up. There's Gecko. There's Gecko as well. Cryptic moving out of the way. This is very tight on this track. Not much space to move around if you make a mistake. That's for sure. And yeah, AK's falter made a mishap, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna go up to Gecko, and he's got Zakaria to deal with. And oh yee, good God, that's a little close. Zakaria pulling a Mick Schumacher Mazda spin kind of thing, but Gecko undeterred, a little bit slow with the time. 11.7 to start up, but most likely, probably Gecko's gonna have to go give it another run. More and more drivers making their runs. Lauda on the medium tires, 14.6. Egg goes fastest now with 11.6. I don't know what Jack could do with this run here with the Williams. Is he going to be a Russell? 12.3. So only 0.6 off of the Ferrari. Not a bad run. Not a bad run for the two-time F1 Tier 2 champion. Looks like the Chiller's coming across the line. Yep. Gets it in the fastest with a 10.9. Very nice run. Beatnik, half a second behind with 11.5. Who's next coming up? There's a lot of cars all around. Is that Maxwell? Yes, it is. No, it's not Maxwell. That's, oh, that's Cryptic. Cryptic 12.9. Reese puts it on top. It's a very quick, fast lap, so a lot of people will be finishing the laps pretty quick. It will be tough to track on where everybody will be. We're on board with Maxwell as he sets off. And so the 11's probably met up with some traffic, so yeah, traffic can really mess you up if you're not careful. And yeah, it's definitely affected with some people, that's for sure. TB 11.1, sorry. And F1X 11.5. So far, your top three right now, it's Reese, the Chiller, TB, F1X, and Beatnik right now. That's your top five currently. But don't forget, there is quite a bit of people just, out and about, so traffic will actually hamper some of these drivers. So probably these times can go a little quicker if push comes to shove. Looks like Layton's having some problems. Yeah, Layton's got some problems. I'm not sure. I think I just saw that. Looks like, yeah, he's going back to the pits. He's going to have to try again. He's going to have to give him a last shot. But let's see what Luke's got, because this is the championship leader. He's got a slightly decent lead over Reese right now. Let's see what he's got. I feel breaking into minute 9s. I'd be surprised. 10.3. So 10.3, so he is 6/10 clear of Reese at this time. As we have some more people waiting to get out to set a lap. We have Stenner out and about right now. Here we go. So SSR Stenner. Last week was his return to racing. Here in RPL. He hasn't raced in a while, but he made good on his word in the Haas, scoring a 10th place finish, putting Haas on, getting a point for the Haas team. And Haas sitting at, they're last right now. They have 3 points, with Stenner's 1 and Leon scoring 2. Looks like it'll be Stenner, Zakaria, and AK that'll be getting their laps done. Let's see what they will get for time. Reese, who had that 10.9, he called it a Q1 run early. Try saying that 5 times fast. And Stenner P9. And his time, well, I mean, Maxwell can go quicker, but he is only a couple hundredths off of Maxwell's time. Let's see. So, Paul got 12.1, a millisecond clear of Redfire Tiger. And AK, I guess he made a mistake. He's going to have to give it another go. He has a 24.1. So, he'll definitely have to go another go. I believe it was probably Sector 3 he made a mistake. And Luke goes slightly faster. So now Layton back in for another run. Layton, Payox, and Z-Tex. Only 3 yet to set a lap. And once those guys, those 3 drivers actually have set laps, we'll be able to determine on who is probably at risk of being knocked out in qualifying. So by looking at the times here, I'm gonna safely presume probably having a time right around where Egg is. Probably in that time between where Egg is and Zakaria. That could be a safe cutoff time. That could be a safe cutoff time. We'll have to see on this. So here we go. And Leighton, P12, and whoa! It gets loose out of turn 1. So Leighton goes spinning. Probably goose it on the throttle a little quick out of the exit of turn 1. So that will hurt his. What the heck? And looks like Jack and AK are up to a little funny business. And they are breaking the marker boards. I think we have to check the rules on that, but I think breaking those is illegal to do. Well, I'm not too positive on it, but we'll have to double check on it. Z-Tex, while we're baffled over these guys being what they were. Z-Tex, we completely missed his time. 10.7 puts him P3. So Z-Tex showing the strength that he used to have, showing that the strength he had in Season 4 is still alive. And Payox, 13th fastest, as Egg calls it a run, with his 11.689. So, with this as it stands, looking at the field, AK with a 13.5, Lauda with a 13.1, Cryptic with a 12.6, Jack with a 12.1, and Polygod also with a 12.1. Those 5 are at risk of being knocked out of Q1. Those guys are in the bottom 5. Other drivers are at risk. You have Zakaria, Leighton, Payox. Actually, I'm probably gonna say just Leighton and Zakaria. Those 2 are classified as at risk of being so close to that bottom 5. Redfire and Payox have a little bit of breathing room, as literally the gap between the first of the bottom 5 of Polygod to the 15th place of Zakaria is almost 2/10. Yeah, it's almost 2/10, and late in the Polygod is a little over 2/10. So those are the guys that are as they are, but looks like Polygod might actually break it, and he goes to P10 with 11.6. And that puts his teammate into the bottom 5 now. And speaking of his teammate, he's on deck right now. Zakaria with a big old number 2. I would say a little thing to go with number 2, but the problem is that one common thing about the 2, it doesn't factor with Zakaria whatsoever. Looks like Zakaria is not improving his time. He's almost 2/10. He's 2/10 slower than his prior time, so he's not gonna get any further. He's not gonna get far with it. But there's only 2:45 left to go in Q1, so anything can happen here. And Beatnik, he has called it quits in the pits. He's P8 at the moment, so he's definitely done enough to get himself into Q2. But yeah, so this could be quite interesting. Let's see, who's next? Let's see, who's next out and about? Okay, Loudest finishing his thing. Jack's on deck. Jack's barely scraping by with a better time. He does pretty good with his final sector. And he's just shy of Zakaria. 12-0. Let's see, here's Gecko. Gecko's actually improving, almost over a quarter second up. So that could overshoot his teammate and put himself in a P5. He doesn't make a mistake. It looks like he can get himself out of P7 into something better. Comes across, and it is P5. 8 milliseconds clear of his teammate Chiller. Let's see now, who's next? Who's next with a good run? We just saw that Louder invalidated it. AK's on 1. Payok's getting a little help from, looks like either Jack or Cryptic. Gets a little help with a little slip. It might be Jack, probably. Might be Jack helping him out. Pix comes across. He goes P10. P11. We're seeing a bunch of 11-6s from 10th to 15th, at least. We're seeing a bunch of that. And I'm not sure what Jack's doing, but he has no wing. There's 30 seconds left, so Jack is definitely going to be knocked out of Q1, unfortunately. But we'll see who else is going to be joining. And is that Leighton? Yes, it is Leighton. Leighton spun out again in turn. Yeah, out of turn 4. So that is not good for Leighton. So that will end his run. So Zakaria knocked out. Jack knocked out. Let's see about the Haas's. You wonder. There comes AK across. 13-0. And yeah, both Haas's are knocked out of running. So Zakaria knocked out, Jack knocked out, Haas is knocked out. What about Cryptic? I mean, it might not be likely, but you never know. No, it is not. So Cryptic is also knocked out of Q1 as well. So Leighton, with that damage wing, he makes it through. Redfire Tiger, he makes it through P14. So both Williams, both Haas, and we lose an Aston Martin in Q1. Very interesting. So Luke comes across. That will wrap up everybody. And that is the end of it. I mean, we were waiting on Jack. I bet you probably got told to retire. It's okay to retire on track, so we'll be okay there. So, anyways. So, with Q1 complete, we say goodbye to the Aston Martin of Zakaria, both Williams of Jack and Cryptic, and both Haas of AK and Lauda, who will impress in Q2 to move forward to Q3, and later on, who will get pole? We'll find out right after this. I'll ask the F1 drivers what the weather is going to be like for the race as we get on board to begin. We get on board to begin Q2. And who is first up on track? And that is Egg. The Eggman. The Eggman is on deck. Don't worry, Luke. I got you covered. And what the? Oh, Egg just spun. He's driving backwards. What the? He's driving in reverse. Okay, a little bit of comedy from Meg there. Okay, so TB on the board to begin it, and he is on the medium tires. We have a few people about on medium tires. Let's see, who else is out on about on mediums? Let's see, TB, Red Fire, Gecko, Polygod. Those guys are on mediums. Ig and Payox are on track with mediums. Okay, with softs. Alright, well, this should be unique, to say the least. But, as you can see here, on board with TB, 5th in the Drivers' Championship. Basically, TB, the Valtteri Bottas of RPL Mercedes. I mean, literally, can't be far from the truth. Yes, I did, Zakaria. Eat my butt. 11-1 to start for TB. So this will be interesting. And holy crow! Leighton just pile driven into the wall out of the final corner. Oh man, that is very unfortunate for Leighton. I'm hoping he's all right. Oh yeah. That's an awful crash. So, as more drivers finish up with their laps, we have Egg 11.3, Stenner 11.8, Redfire 12.3, and Gecko. He's finishing up his. He's gonna finish up his run. The Chiller just started his, and Stenner has crashed too. And we just saw Stenner. There he is, into the wall. Over there, and that's not good. We had two drivers that had crashed. So both Alfa Romeos, something went wrong with the Alfa Romeos. Gecko now fastest on the timing table, 11.0. I have to find out what happened. Okay, so not y'all said that the car gave up. Car gave up on him. Well, that's Stenner and what happened to him. We'll get an answer on that momentarily. The Chiller, Paul Goddy set laps too. Oh, uh-oh. Apparently, according to Stenner, from the RPL chat here, he said that Payox has responsibility for Stenner's incident. So, Oh, and uh-oh! There goes Reese! Reese with a spin out and a save too! Unfortunately, kill his momentum for the time, for a good lap time, but that was a really good save. So Reese with a really good save. That really caught the surprise. And how tight it was. I thought he was going to hit the wall when he spun out. Looks like Luke's going to have to go another go because he invalidated it somewhere. Not often to see Luke invalidate, and he would have had pole if he didn't. So, let's take a look at the why don't we go on board with Z? We'll go on board with Z-Tex for this lap. I mean, literally, Z-Tex, it's been a long time since he was in RPL racing. I believe, what was it? Was it Spa? Was it Spa in Season 4 was the last time he was here? I can't remember. I'm hoping I don't have it wrong. Here we go. We're on board with Z-Tex as he'll take us through the lap of Zandvoort. Here we go. Into turn one. Into there, through the little nicks to turn 2, 3, and now the bank to turn 4. As Luke goes fast as 10.7, Reese 10.8. Through the little S bend of 5, 6, and 7 through turn 8, and oh my goodness! And Z-Tex just does the same thing Reese did. So Z-Tex spins out. So it looks like those curves have caught out people. It caught Reese out. It caught Z-Tex out. And, oh, Lord, Beatnik in the wall. In the second DRS zone. And, wait, how is he not damaged from that? He hit the wall. He bonked the wall pretty decent. And he's not got no damage. I'm gonna say this is only Q2, but we see like 5 people have problems, and there's Leighton's rogue wheel. So a rogue wheel out and about. I mean, we've seen it before. He literally. Yep, there it just popped up on screen right by Payox. As Payox goes P8. Only 3 milliseconds off of F1X's time. Anyway, so only 2 drivers have yet to get a lap time in, and that is Maxwell and Beatnik have yet to set a lap as of right now, and as Z-Tex bails off to the pits. Speaking of which, those guys are actually out and about now. So Beatnik having to resume. Beatnik got loose out of the last corner of Sector 2, right at the DRS zone, and he's got Maxwell right behind him, right ahead of him. And I don't think Maxwell has come out yet. In Q2, I think he was just buying his time, seeing what was happening with his competition along with his teammates, and deciding on what to do in terms of factoring this in. So Maxwell off and about to set his run. Now Maxwell is, at this point, he is a 2-time champion, 2-time winner this season. I don't know why I said 2-time champion. 2-time race winner this season, winning in Monaco and 2 weeks ago in Hungary. Baku was won by Matt. Reese won in a shortened France. Yeah, Reese won in a shortened France, and Luke was the winner in pretty much everything else. As Maxwell comes across the line, and just a 10th off of his teammate on the medium compound tires. And Beatnik actually came across 11-1. 11-1, that puts him P6. So Luke calls it a run, Gecko calls it a run. Those guys P1, P4. They're going through into Q2, into Q3. But now, in terms of the bottom ones out, and let's see, Reese has called it a run. He's P3. Let's see, Z-Tech's out and about. Let's see, so Z-Tech's P14, Polygon P13, Redfire is P12. And most likely was Z-Tech's time. He'll go clear, and he goes P4, and that puts Payox into the bottom 5. Well, technically bottom 3, because of Stenner and Leighton being out of retiring and crashing. So, and what the did I'm not sure what happened to Polygon. I got no answer. I got no word for that. Okay. So this all falls now on Redfire, because literally Redfire, in order for him to get into Q3, he has to beat his teammate. Redfire has a 12 flat, and F1 and his teammate, who's actually coming across the line, he's sitting P10 with 11.474. So in order for Redfire to get through into Q3, he has to knock his teammate off. So in Sector 1, he's almost a quarter second up. We'll see what happens. He's lost a little ground in Sector 2. I'm not sure. Not sure. We'll see what happens in Sector 3. But here he comes across the line now. And he is P12. A 10th off of F1X. So F1X makes it through to Q3. Egg through into Q3 as well. And Payox just beaten out of Q3 by only 3 milliseconds. And Payox is going to be starting in P16. Yeah, he did get a penalty. Let's see. Damage. Yeah. Payox, 5-place grid penalty for collision with Stenner. All right. Well, so there's your top 10 going into Q3. We have Luke, Maxwell, Reese, Beatnik, Z-Tex, Gecko, TB, DeChiller, Egg, and F1X. So we will be saying goodbye to Payox, Redfire, Stenner, Leighton, and Polygod. So who is going to get pole in Q3? We'll find out in just a moment. So now we are here and we are in Q3. And this time, some interesting people are out first. Beatnik out on track first from McLaren, with Luke right behind. And let's see, I believe that was yes it is. Gecko right behind him. Reese, TB is in that little mix-up, and everybody is basically out on track with the exception of Z-Tex. Oh, this will be the first of the runs to see who will move to Q for Q3, and let's see who will do strong enough to get themselves for pole, as Beatnik is set for the charge, and off and away he goes. I do wonder what Beatnik is going to be doing, because this, if my memory is correct, this is Beatnik's 4th appearance in RPL F1 this season. His debut was in Austria. He was running decently in the top 6 until an incident wound up costing him a good position. He wound up spinning out. Then in Britain, he crashed out. Was it Britain that he crashed out in? I'm not sure. Or was it in Hungary? No, it was Hungary he crashed out in while running in a good position. Spa, he reeled it back together and got some points. Yeah, he finished in 6th place, getting himself 8 points. Now let's see what he can do in terms of tonight's race. So here he goes. He's the first to set the benchmark, and it is 11.1. So he's basically been setting the same laps as he has before, and it looks like F1X is having problems. Luke has now set the fastest lap, 10.1. TB 10.5. Maxwell 10.8. Reese 10.3. Egg 11.0. The Chiller 11.1. It looks like Gecko had to abandon. Yes, it looks like Gecko had to abandon. Z-Tex is out on the track now, in the middle of the traffic. F1X has to redo his run. Z-Tex will be having his lap set in motion. F1X, I wonder how he will do. Looks like it's going to be in the 11s. That is an 11.1. Just a couple hundreds clear of Beatnik. So looks like we have 4 drivers in the 10s, 4 in the 11s, and 2 yet to set laps. As Z-Tex makes his way through the last couple of corners, he will be setting his best run, and here he goes, and it is a 10.5, just a couple hundreds behind TB, so that's P5 for right now for him. Now Gecko, lone wolf, not to set a lap here. Well, this should be interesting on Gecko. See what he can do in this Q3 run, as we're basically halfway through. There is Luke, and oh boy, was that Luke or is that? Yeah, it is Luke. Okay. Well, Luke didn't know where to move. Luke didn't know where to move. I don't think we can blame him for that. But Gecko P6. So currently, out of all the drivers that set their fastest laps, twice in Q1 and so far in Q3, Luke has managed to set in the one closest to might have a chance to get into the sub 110s. And well, he's slowly getting there. He's slowly improving. He might get himself into the 10-0s. I don't know if he'll be able to get a 10-9. Get into the 9s. It's gonna be tight. What? Okay, I need to shut my mouth. I need to shut my mouth because whenever I question it, Luke winds up proving me wrong. I really need to shut up. Well, Luke puts it into the minute 9s. Well. Oh, God, I feel like an idiot now. Let's see what the Chiller's got. He's got 11-1. Looks like he's improving, that's for sure. And he puts it into, ooh, nice, 10-8. So with only 3 minutes to go, the question is now is, who can answer to Luke? That's my question. Who can answer to Luke? I don't know if Reese can answer this. I don't know if Reese can answer it. Maybe Maxwell? I mean, it's unknown with those two. It's unknown on Reese and Maxwell being the answer to this. So here we go. Looks like Reese. So let's see what Reese is able to be capable of. He has a 10-3 as his fastest lap. So he's separating the two Red Bulls. And that's Maxwell moving out of the way. So as people say, Reese just messes it up. So Reese is gonna have to try again and didn't even improve. Basically, this lap is his last shot. So, if Reese invalidates
and doesn't have enough fuel to go another go. He's done. Beatnik moves out of the way. So Beatnik moving out of the way for people. That's Maxwell right there on a run. I mean, literally everybody's out and about. So this is going to be interesting on who will be running it about. Here we go. Reese. Let's see what Reese has. Here he comes across the line. It's going to be kind of close. That it is. No, he couldn't improve. But Reese can't improve. What about Maxwell? Well, Maxwell, he's got one last chance to do it. Z-Tex. Let's see what F1X has in terms of potential. Here he comes across the line. And it's 7th place right now. Well, F1X 7th place. Beatnik starting his last run. And the Chiller can't make it. Gecko, here he comes across. And he's 6th fastest. TB. And if he didn't, and Z-Tex has crashed. TB would have been maybe 2nd. So, well, unless Maxwell can't answer, Luke's gonna get pole. Holy! Oh, Maxwell stays the best for last. 9-7 for pole. He's sitting on pole right now, but can Luke upset it? Here he comes. Oh, just shy. 200ths of a second separate Luke and Maxwell. Maxwell is pole. Damn. So, there it is. Maxwell, your pole winner. And Luke in 2nd. So a Red Bull 1-2 front row lockout. And look at this, a Mercedes row 2. Well, we get to move on to the race. So let's have a joyful ball tonight. Yeah, Ties. My thoughts exactly on that. All right. Nah, you're fine, Egg. Pete Hey, P10 and then AlphaTauri is pretty good. I mean, even though there's not much you could do, but still, you did pretty decent. Well, as we get ourselves ready, here we go for the race to begin. If I saw the lap distance correctly, it is a 36 lap event. So yes, it is. So here we go. So here is our grid for today's exciting event. As we said before, Maxwell is your pole position winner, and he's got Luke alongside for Red Bull Lockout. Row 2, it is an all Mercedes lineup with Reese and TB. Row 3 holds the McLaren of Z-Tex and the Ferrari of the Chiller. Of Gecko, I'm sorry. Row 4, it is the Chiller and F1X in the Alpine. Row 5, it is the other McLaren of Beatnik and the AlphaTauri of Egg. Row 6 is the Alpine of Red Fire and the Alfa Romeo of Stenner. Row 7 is Polygon and the Aston Martin. And is that Beatnik? Yep, Beatnik's up into the wall with the Alfa Romeo of in the other Alfa Romeo. Zakaria makes up row 6 in the other Aston Martin. Payox in the Alpha Tauri. It is an all Williams row 9 with Jack and Cryptic. And then it is an all Haas back row with Lauda and AK. So, looking at the tires here, Reese, Beatnik, Egg, Leighton, Jack, and AK all on the soft tires, while everyone else is on the mediums. So looking at the predicted pit stop strategy powered by AWS, for one stop it is a medium to hard, and for the soft tires probably a soft to hard. So as we wait for everyone, and here we go, the 5 lights come on to start the Zandvoort Grand Prix, and we are off and away, and Maxwell gets a really good run. Reese falling in right behind in third, with Z-Tex getting a better run alongside with TV. Gecko up in 6th, the Chiller in 7th, F1X right behind. Beatnik trying to fight with Red Fire. Red Fire's into the wall. And Red Fire into the wall. Leighton in the wall. And we have a safety car immediately. 2 cars out of the event already. Oh, man. Red Fire running up in P11 was challenging for P9. Leighton in that mess as well, and they're up into the turn 3 wall. That is not good. Good Lord. So something went wrong. That's for sure. Wait, what? Please, did someone get the clip of it? Because apparently Red Fire flipped. Oh, it's a VSC. Okay, so we have a VSC as the Chiller, and oh, Z-Tex into the wall now. So Z-Tex out of the race now. Beatnik up against Gecko. Jack. Jack battling with Pax. Oh, Gecko's got no wing. It looks like Gecko and Z-Tex maybe had clashed. But Gecko no wing. He's gotta have to stay out of the way while everyone tries going around. Gecko's gonna plummet down the order, that's for sure. And anyways, Payox and Jack bonking, and Payox off the track. So Payox goes off track in there as Maxwell sets it off, and as the first laps are clear, it's Maxwell, and oh, we got trouble. Payox actually in trouble. That Payox spins out. And it looks like we have multiple cars coming in. Gecko, Polygod, Stenner all in the pits. Payox also in the pits. So the top 10 as it sits, it is Maxwell, Luke, Reese, TB, The Chiller, F1X, Egg, Beatnik, Zakaria, and Jack. So the top 10 are all doing pretty, are all sticking around pretty solidly, and we are on board with Egg. He is sitting in 7th place right now, trying to keep tabs of the Alpine of of F1X. I mean, literally, Alpine and AlphaTauri, these two are battling for 4th in the constructors right now. These two battling it for 4th in the constructors, but looks like Beatnik wants to have a little piece of the action. Beatnik all on his own as Z-Tech was crashed out on the VSC restart. Like I said, with F1X, he is on his own after his teammate was crashed out, and looks like Polygod has called it quits. He's in the pits and he's out. We have our 4th retirement of the event. So, and also Egg basically being on his own because Payox in the back of the field right now. Oh Lord. It looks like we got trouble. That is... Yep, okay, never mind. That's Payout. That was Polygod going off track his AI. Never mind. So, literally, we're on lap number 4, and we already have lost 4 drivers. But yeah, so, and oh, we got trouble. That's actually Beatnik. Beatnik in trouble. Beatnik caught out. Well, Beatnik spins it out. Caught out by the corner like he did in Q2. So that corner is actually biting Beatnik about. He was trying to catch, and it looks like, is Luke gonna go for a lead? No, he's not. He's sniffing that back end of there, and it looks like Jack is clear Zakaria. So Jack is in P8 right now. I think that's embarrassing for an Aston Martin to be upholded and taken down by a Williams as Egg gets gets really loose at the exit of turn number 4. And that is unfortunately going to cost him ground to F1X in the battle for 6. But so we're going to have a round 2 for the battle for the lead between Luke and Maxwell. I do wonder what will happen there, but I mean, look who's creeping up behind them. It's the Mercedes duo. And it looks like Maxwell's starting to pull slightly away from Luke. Maybe, once we're on board with Luke right now. No, he's not in deck for it. TB, also in the same scenario. Anyways, the two Red Bulls, 1.7 seconds clear of the Mercedes pair. That gap is actually hovering. Some areas it's increasing, other areas it's not. But this fight is based. These two are the closest fights as it sits. Meanwhile, Zakaria looking to see if he can try again to get clear of, see if he can get his P8 back from Jack. And look who out. And speaking of Williams, Cryptic in P10, the other Williams is it. So both Williams in the points right now. And looks like we have battle. Looks like collision with the Haas's as Lauda goes off track. Let's see, is Luke thinking about making a move? Yes, he is. He's going deep on the inside. TB thinking the same thing. The Red Bulls near close together. And Luke can't get clear of Maxwell, and TB decides to take the reign, and he's got to see if he can hunt down the two Red Bulls. So Maxwell into the pit, and Lauda's in the pits and gets a 5-second penalty for it. But Egg trying to hunt down Zakaria. Egg being hunted down by Zakaria. F1 driver trying to catch it, and Paul has quit. So sucks for him. That's the thing to say, fortunately. But anyways, the front four is still hanging up. Oh no, Reese is off! Reese off into the gravel! That's unfortunate for Reese now. So Reese having an error, and that is going to cost him a load of time. He was right up on the bumper of TB, on the back end of TB. Now, he's almost 3 seconds behind. Jack still sitting in P9. Williams sitting on 3 points at this point in time. The Red Bull pair, sitting 3 seconds clear of TB as Beatnik bails off to the pits. He goes for the hard tires, and he has pitted wicked early. So, well, actually, no. Beatnik was on the soft. He was one of the soft tire runners. So this is probably a good time for him. I think it was probably a good time to do it. So maybe we'll see. We'll have to see for sure. I'll see. Is Luke looking for a chance to do it? No, he's not. I'll see the chance for it. Put this on just for the heck of it. Just because we're kind of curious. Let's see. So Beatnik decides to bail in early. He's down P14 right now. 3.7 seconds behind Stenner. Egg's still trying to catch F1X, but no matter what he's trying, F1X is still holding his ground, keeping him back. And Red has left the lobby. That's unfortunate. And Payok's in trouble in the final corner. See, and yeah, he spun out. So that is gonna. I think that's gonna be the end of Payok's. I think. Is it really? I think it might be. I think it might be the end of Payok's. In truth, yes, it is. Payok's has pulled off and he's retired. So Payok's the 5th driver out of the event, and we're not even a third of the way through this event. So top 10 is still sitting. It is Maxwell, Luke, TB, Reese, The Chiller, F1X, Egg, Zakaria, Jack, and Cryptic. That is your top 10 as we are through in the lap number 10 of this event. The 2 Red Bulls still hanging on with a train, and they're actually pulling away from the Mercedes pair. They're clear of TB by almost 4 seconds, and they're almost clear, and they're clear of Reese by almost 7. But the 2 Red Bulls hanging in tandem. That is for sure. And I don't think Luke is thinking about wanting to make an attack. I mean, he's thinking about it, but I don't think he's not seeing a chance to go for it. Meanwhile, RPL Egg is still having the problems with F1X right now. And Keko, who pitted early because of wing damage that he sustained, he has cleared AK to get into P12, into P11. So there's Cryptic. Cryptic doing pretty decently. He's in P10. It's a P10. He's been reserving quite a bit in here in RPL F1, and he's been doing kind of solid so far. And for him to be in a Williams team, sitting in P10 is quite impressive, if you ask me. Speaking of which, we might have a battle for the lead. I think Maxwell's lead is going to be ending here. Here we go. There he goes. Luke on the inside. Maxwell fighting away. The 2 make 2 touch. And Luke is clear of Z-Tech. Z-Tech's looking to fight. Here comes, and Reese is in the pits for mediums. So, Lauda into the wall. And we have a safety car. We have a safety car. Lauda into the wall. Yep, there he is right there. Lauda into the wall. That is going to change everything here. As Cryptic goes in the pits for hard compound tires. And yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens as the field comes in. Let's see. I wonder what this will mean. Let's see. Looks like are clear enough. I mean, everybody is going to be coming in, so I think the Red Bulls are going to chance a double stack. No, Luke stays out. So Luke sticks it out for now. So Maxwell comes in and whoops. What the heck? I think these guys. Okay, there we go. It looks like some of these guys are on like crack or something. They just like instantly appear. So I do wonder what will happen here. see how this field might get mixed up, if there is a chance of that. And surprisingly, no one has swapped spots. So, I mean, the top 10 is where they were when the safety car came out. So, Luke. So Luke is your leader, but I think he might come in. He's nice, staying out. He's chancing it out. So Luke is your leader. Maxwell is second, TB third, Reese 4, Detroit 5, F1 driver 6, Egg 7, Zakaria 8, Jack 9, and Cryptic 10. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Okay, well, by the looks of it, everyone's backing in. Stenner's crashed. And AK no wing. Yep, Stenner's crashed, and he is out of the event. And that's another driver out. And it looks like Reese has overtaken TB. So Reese goes back into the hunt to hunt down the two Mercedes. To hunt the two Red Bulls. When I'm getting this mixed up. So, looks like not many have changed. Oh, okay, so Cryptic lost a couple places. And yeah, well. Luke's starting to pull away from the field. And, oh, Gecko's in trouble. And Gecko has spun out of the final corner. He's gone out to the pits. So Gecko has spun out. That's not good for Gecko. Or he's gonna have to go again. He's gonna have to. Not sure what he'll do. And AK's crashed in the penultimate corner. And I don't see a safety car happening or VSC yet. So looks like we have lost 8 drivers now. Only 12 remain. So, this is becoming really nuts in terms of Yeah, so it looks like we're almost having a repeat of Austria a few weeks ago. So it looks like Luke on 16-lap-old medium tires is holding his own. He's setting fastest laps. I'm thinking probably what Luke is doing, he's hoping that there will be another safety car so he can pit, get sauce on, and then claw back from the back to the front like he did before. But the problem is, what will happen if there ain't one? That could backfire if it's not the case. TB hanging in fourth right now. Reese in third. Maxwell hanging on in the second. Maxwell's in second. And Gap's starting to pull away, that's for sure. F1X is trying to line up Egg for P6. So it looks like Egg. So it looks like Egg managed to clear. It looks like Egg managed to get clear, that's for sure. F1X trying to hunt down Egg. Maxwell staying in the coattails of Luke as Gecko's in the pits yet again. To be honest, Gecko is not having a good time at all. I will say that. And Jesus, Luke is still staying fastest laps? Oh, looks like we have a battle here. A little mini train for 8th place right here. As Zakaria under pressure from Jack and Beatnik. We're on board with Beatnik. He's going a long way around. Nothing he can do. I don't think he's got a chance to challenge Jack, but oh boy, this is gonna get really tight, that's for sure. Here we go. Anyway, so here goes. Looks like Maxwell's still thinking of a way to try to get past his teammate. F1X thinking of a way to get past Egg. And there's that mini train right there. Hi. And Luke is pitted. Luke is in. And he is going to the soft compound tires, and off and away he goes. So he's going to be coming out behind Beatnik. And it looks like Beatnik and Jack are fighting. There they are, look at this, they're side by side. Oh boy, Beatnik backs off. Beatnik backs off, good call by that. Now Luke making this charge out through the field. He has to go 16 laps on these solid compound tires. It's a little bit of a tall order, that's for sure. Now here comes Zakaria for P7. Zakaria does not put up a fight, that's for sure, and Zakaria falls back. So Maxwell will inherit the lead now. Looks like F1X is going to is looking to attempt again to try to clear, see if he can try to gain some ground and try to clear ahead. But he's going to have a relentless Luke on his tail, and Beatnik and Jack in trouble. Beatnik and Jack make contact, they're around. Jack both spin out in turn 1, and there goes Jack again. Oh man. I wonder what happened between those two. It looks like Beatnik, I think I saw on the screen Beatnik went for an attack on Jack and it wound up misfiring and the two went around. So that did not go well, but it did work for Jack's air quote teammate, Cryptic. He's up into B9. And it looks like F1X he sees a chance. We go for it. Ooh, rub. A little bit of a rub. But Egg still holds his own. And Egg maintains his ground. So F1X, he wants to get past Egg, that's for sure. He wants to get by to get into P5, and he might need to do a little quick because he's got Luke bearing down on him. And I'm not joking, we're on board with Luke right now, and he's gonna be sniffing F1X right about now. I do wonder how this is gonna. Oh boy, F1X. Oh boy, Luke's going inside. This is gonna be interesting. Oh my goodness, look at it. This is gonna be good. This is a good little fight. Move between F1X. F1X tried to put up a little fight, but he just cannot do it. Egg moves out of the way for Luke. Luke up into P5, now F1X, he's back up at the butt of Egg. This time, they're going to fight for 6th. And Zakaria into the pits now. Zakaria is in the pits and he's coming out in P10 on the soft compound tires, and that puts Beatnik up into P9, and it puts Cryptic in P10 and P8. So, Egg now has to deal with F1X. These two have been fighting for laps on end. Actually, I'm willing to bet. I think F1X and Egg have spent the entire race fighting. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, and Beatnik loses 9th to Zakaria now. But still. But now here comes Luke on the inside of Dechor, and Dechor just does not want to fight. He just chooses not to do anything. So The chiller just goes like, nope, I'm not dealing with that. But as it sits right now, we have 11 laps. We have about 11 laps to go in this race. And it can be anybody's game here tonight. Luke currently 10.5 seconds behind his teammate. And that gap is actually decreasing between Luke and Maxwell right now. Yeah, because there's the gaps, as you can see, between the two. Between them. I mean, literally, Maxwell, 3 seconds. He's clear of TB by 6, and clear of Luke by 10.5. And looks like within the next couple laps, Maxwell will be running into a lapped car, and that is Gecko. He may be running into Gecko within the next couple of laps. Jeez, it's still F1X and Egg are still fighting? Jeez, those guys are just not quitting. That's for sure. One thing's for sure. I mean, take a look at Beatnik. He had a couple incidents in this race so far, and he's sitting in P10 right now. He's only got 1 point, but at 1 point, it's better than having no points. That's for sure. And then take a look at this with Zakaria here. Zakaria, he was knocked out in Q1. Was P16 being knocked out in Q1. And look at him, clawed back to P9. So we'll just say this. I mean, literally, Zakaria, crap quali pace, but he makes it with some decent race pace. And potentially. I don't know, but anyways, Gecko spun out, and there goes Maxwell to put him a lap down. So now, Gecko is now going to have to be an annoyance to the Mercedes crew behind him. Oh man, F1X is actually really close to overtaking Egg. But look at this, these two are just still fighting. I mean, literally, these two are probably locked in a never-ending gridlock between these two. Well, I'm just gonna say, I think these two have been fighting against each other since the drop of the light, since the lights went out. I'm literally gonna say, I think that's what happened between these guys. Now looking at gaps, Luke is now going to be closing in. He's about 2 seconds off of TV, so he's slowly gaining some ground. But as it sits, I mean literally as it sits right now, Luke does have the fastest lap. So compared it with Reese, Reese is only going to be gaining 5 points on Luke right in this event. And oh no, there goes Egg! Egg makes a mistake, he's around! Oh no, and he just reset. Egg reset the track, so that's gonna be it. That is probably gonna be a 5-second penalty coming his way. But anyways, moving on. So F1X up in the 6th place now because of Egg's mishap. But now we're moving on. We're back on board with Luke, and look who's right ahead. That is TB. 1.4 seconds separate TB and Luke. And if we count if we wanted to put it up on screen, we could probably show the thing where it shows like the overtake and how challenging it will be. I'm probably gonna make the prediction that Luke will be catching TB within the next 2 laps, and the overtake challenge, fairly easy. That's what will be marked as. That's probably my wild guess on that one. But we need to go back because it looks like Sicaria battling Cryptic for P8, and he gets clear a little tight, but Sicaria is up in P8. Cryptic falls to P9. So this has been a wild and crazy race. We have only 12 drivers left in the event. We've had 8 retirements so far. This is basically close to a near Austria level of retirements in racing, but unfortunately, we haven't seen a leader crash yet. But now TB, he's gonna have to worry about. He's gonna have to worry about with Luke, because with nearly 5 laps to go, TB is now gonna be under pressure from Luke. I mean, literally, Luke, half a second behind TB, literally snapping up the tail of him. I mean, literally, this is gonna be interesting here. So, I mean, this is a battle for P3, the last step of the podium. TB is probably wanting to put up the best fight that he can to try to keep Luke behind. And this is going to be very unique. I mean, literally, the ERS deployment is in Luke's favor, just barely 10% better. And TB has triggered it. He might trigger it. Yeah, he's triggering it, but Luke goes on the inside. TB squeezes him in, and oh boy, and TB off into the gravel after a little tap between the two, and Luke up to P3 now. So, with only 5 to go, Luke has 4 seconds to close to Reese. It looks like this will be this is it is going to be another win for Red Bull, that is for sure. And Reese, oh boy, Reese, don't try to choke it. And Reese is gonna have to get clear of the lap car of Gecko, and he will get clear. But literally, with only about 4 to go, Luke has gained about half a second on Reese. So, I mean, if Luke can try the chance to go for a second, it might be doable on the final lap. But it is still. And speaking of upcoming fights, look at this. Look who F1X is caught up to. He is catching up to the Ferrari of the Chiller. That's for P5. So this is gonna be interesting. I mean, literally F1X and the Chiller both on hard tires, both 18 laps old, and will be 19 laps once they cross the line. But the Chiller and Gecko has gone into the pits. He's out of the race, so we are down to 11. So that means, I mean, look at this, F1X is in DRS range. So is F1X gonna do an upset and get clear of the Ferrari? I mean, literally, the Chiller on his own against F1X. This is gonna get really good. Oh yeah, this is gonna get really good. I mean, literally, this is gonna come down to the wire. I mean, literally, F1X spent like about 75% of the race fighting Egg to try to get into P6. Now he's got the Chiller on it to work with to get into P5. Now, as we're looking on the map here, Maxwell will be crossing the line to begin 2 to go in this event, and the Chiller is still holding his own against F1X. I mean, literally, this could be a last lap fight between these two, probably. Because F1X is trying his best. He wants to clear the Chiller. I wonder how this will work. Here he goes. Maybe make a move. No, he can't. But they're up close and personal, so this is going to get really good. That's for sure. I mean, we're going to be focused on this fight. I mean, this could go down to the wire on the final lap here, as F1X is still up his tail. He's thinking of making a move, but will he risk it? I mean, it's a really risky attack. Oh boy, almost contact. The Chiller putting a block. Oh my goodness, this is getting really good. As Maxwell, he'll be coming around the final corner to begin the last lap of this race here in the Dutch Grand Prix. But still, the Chiller holding his own against F1X. Really putting on a firestorm here. He is putting some nice pressure onto the Chiller here. That's for sure. I mean, literally, these two are just fighting. I mean, it can. Oh man, this is getting. I'm gonna be at a loss for words here. Oh lord, this is getting very good. It's getting pretty tight. That's for sure. I mean, I got nothing to say on this. This is getting really good here. And oh no, Lucas crashed! Lucas crashed on the final lap! Lucas spun out in the final lap, and that just gets TB third! But now we focus on to this man. He will be claiming his third win in RPL F1 Season 5. Here he comes across the line. Maxwell G is your winner and gets the fastest lap on the last lap. Reese crosses the line in second. TB capitalizes on Luke's mistake to get in the third. And here is Luke. He will be in fourth. But still, it's a fight for fifth between the Chiller and F1X. Can it be done? And F1X gets him by milliseconds. Oh my god, F1X! F1X gets P5, the Chiller in P6, Egg P7, Zakaria will come across in P8, and give it a big round of applause to Cryptic P9, and Baitnik gets the last point in P10. Hooey! Well, if I had to say, in truth, yes, Yep. So let's just say this. Let's just say this. We have three contenders. We have three contenders for driver of the day. Number one, what appeared on the screen is Cryptic P9 after starting P18. And then the other two being F1X and the Chiller. F1X is for sure, he's a contender as well. And yeah. Oh man, that was a nutso of an event. Wow, so there it is. Maxwell G, your winner. Reese second. TB third. A mistake by Luke puts him P4. F1X P5. The Chiller in P6. Egg P7. Zakaria P8. Cryptic P9. And Beatnik in P10. Wow. So that will conclude the stream for today. And we'll be beginning the second half of the Formula 1 season next week, next Saturday, which is going to be in Monza. And then next week, F1 Tier 2 and F2 return back to racing. With F1 Tier 2 racing Friday in Australia to kick off their Season 2. And F2 will begin Season 10 racing in Sakir. So, from RPL Streams, this is Ty and I'm all saying good night and have a good one.